I used to date guys years ago, and I was in a relationship with this guy, like a full-fledged relationship, live together, everything. And one day he walked past me. It was an average day. He said, "Babe, I'm about to go. I love you." And I said, "Why?" He said, "Why am I about to go?" I said, "No, why do you love me? Out of all the women in the world," I'm like, "Why?" He said, He thought long and hard. And I think that's what hurt my feelings so much, the fact that he thought long and hard about the answer. And he said, "Because you're basic." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "You're basic. You don't get your nails done. You don't get your hair done." He said, you do your own thing. You're very natural. You cook, you clean, you take care of the kids, you take care of me. He said, "So with that, I know you're going to be loyal and you're not going to go anywhere because nobody else is probably going to choose you." And I said, "Wow." I said, "So if that's the case, why did you choose me? Because all of these things was the same when we met." He said, "Oh, that's simple." And I'm thinking he can say something romantic or magical. He said, "Because I've had all those other women. I've had the beautiful, the glamorous, the ones that dress nice, and the ones that get their makeup and stuff done." He said, "And that's not where it's at. They're not going to take care of home and the family and do the things they need to do to keep a man happy."
Imagine how
feeling so entitled to men that we're like, "I can't borrow your husband? Free labor? You want me to call a handyman, but your husband's right there." Well, why would he call when you're right there?
A lot of these modern women, want to act like it's men that's a problem. And they don't want to say that men are this and men are that, and men have always been the same and men haven't changed, and men are still a part of the patriarchy and a whole bunch of other nonsense, a whole bunch of stupidity. But the fact of the matter is, even with all of that therapy, you're still acting like an idiot, a plumb fool. You get out there doing stupid stuff and you expect the man to be like, "Yeah, I like that. I'm on board with that."
What happens when a woman falls madly in love? Can you guess? Let me tell you. They become softer, more affectionate, more nurturing, and more emotionally invested in the relationship. But let's flip it. What happens when a man falls madly in love? They become weaker. Why? Because men should never fall madly in love. What do I mean by that? When you fall madly in love, that means loving without emotional self-control. And when a man has no emotional self-control in a relationship, his logic, it disappears. His standards disappear. And ultimately, the things that would normally never would be tolerated, suddenly he's tolerating them because he's trying to keep the relationship alive at any cost. Listen to me, men. Love without logical strength turns you into an emotional being. You stop focusing on your purpose and you start orbiting around somebody else's emotions. And women don't respect men like that because deep down, women are attracted to strength and stability. Not emotional men, but strong men. But don't get me wrong, okay? Don't come at me. Some men love deeply, but they never allow that love to override their logic. Listen. Love should only add to a man's life, logically first and emotionally second, and never, ever make him forget his purpose.
Of course, but I do feel like men should be some type of support. That's the message I be trying to get through. I just feel like, sometimes men, and I say this a lot because and that's why I be like, I want a man with $100 million. A lot of men just see a pretty face, see a pretty body, and for them it's like, this is another my roster. Like, they be building rosters. Like, a lot of men are mature in mind, and you have to be, as a woman, you gotta know what you want. In life, you gotta know what you want. I know what I want. So if I know that we're gonna have, we gonna have, but you have to do something for me, and it's just, I'm a woman. Like, you gotta add value to me, and sometimes I gotta leave this relationship, situation, something. Because if not, when we in our teens, that's all you doing.
Attitude? Do you need that? Now walk off. You thought you ate. Attitude? Girl, what's up? Now walk off. Bye. Attitude? You can set up. Now walk off.
What are we teaching our black girls? What the
that? Why are we feeding into the stereotype that black women have attitudes? Why is that something that we want to raise and instill into our children? I don't get it. Like, what did you seek to accomplish in doing that? I genuinely don't understand. Why not teach your daughters how to value themselves, how to dress modest for one, how to not move with an attitude, but how to be soft, how to be feminine. Teach our young girls how to be gentle, how to be well-mannered, but at the same time teaching them standards and boundaries so people don't walk all over them. We don't have to teach our young girls to have attitudes, and it's disgusting. Like, no. And it's crazy because the aged woman in Titus 2 describes them as being the ones to teach the younger generation how to be discreet, how to be keepers at home, how to be obedient. The Bible is literally the blueprint as to how a young woman should conduct herself, and yet you have the aged woman teaching the younger woman to do this foolishness.
Y'all, I am as independent as they come, and I'm here to tell you that feminism destroyed my marriage. Feminism is demonic. Let's talk about it. It pulls away of God's original design for man and woman. God, man, woman, children. And yes, men are the head of the household, and that's what ruined my marriage, because I looked at my husband as my equal, that we were competing with each other, and that I wore the pants, that I made the rules, I had the control. But this is when women no longer listen to understand, they listen to respond. So I'm not saying that we as women are below men. That's not how it is. And women are going to hear this and think, I can provide for myself. I can do everything that a man can do for myself. I'm not saying that we as women are below men. That's not how it is. And women are going to hear this and think, I can provide for myself. I can do everything that a man can do for myself and be happy and do what I want to do. Listen, I know you can. I can too. That doesn't mean we're supposed to. We are not equal. We are equal in importance, but we are not equal in our roles. Feminism completely destabilized the whole family structure, and we're watching the consequences of it in real time. The problem does not lie with the woman having her own job or even having a career or her own business. The problem lies because feminism told us to prioritize all of that over being a mother and a wife. Feminism has sold women the lie of freedom, but take a look around. Are women actually freer? But actually, if you look around, women are more anxious, more lonely, more confused, even more medicated than ever. They're not freer. So maybe, just maybe, the problem isn't men. It's the lie that we've been sold. And I only say all this because I know I've been there, I've lived it. I'm speaking from truth. And Jesus saved me. The culture is going to call this misogyny, this whole post. Meanwhile, scripture calls it order. Y'all have a blessed day.
I fear that the man I'm talking to, I'm his first baddie.
I wish women would understand that it's not about how you look, because you can literally look like a 10 and have that type of aura and you're immediately a 0. Okay, you could look like a 10 with a personality and this entitlement that I don't know where it comes from and be a 0. All she did was put down all the girls that this guy dated before. She disguised her insecurity with arrogance, not confidence, with arrogance. All right, she's insecure. Why the you gotta put down all those other women and make this guy feel like he ain't because you're the first attractive girl he dated? Absolutely not. Men be having types, bro. Men be having types. I'm pretty sure the girls that he dated before you look very similar to you. Very similar. But to make yourself feel better, you decided to say that all the girls before me look like and I'm the best he's ever had. Girl, bye.
You know, the thing is, you have a lot of brothers out there that are, kind of talking to each other, kind of exchanging notes. I mean, guys talk, man. I know modern women like to think that men kind of silo themselves. And to a degree, they do. But men talk. And men can kind of see, men observe. And it's like, oh man, she's acting a fool, she wildin'. I can see that from across the room. I don't even have to talk to the guy. For some reason, somehow, a guy might be walking past another guy who might lock eyes with another guy from across the way. He'd be like, don't do it, bro. Okay, I appreciate that. And then that's when his whole demeanor changes. He'd be like, what's going on? Why the drink stop coming? I didn't already spend 50, but spending 50 is better than spending 200, 300. I got out early. Before it could crush me, I got out early. Like I said, men talk. right? They're exchanging notes. And when you have millions of men, kind of experiencing the same thing, saying the same thing, at some point in time, we got to start looking at it as something other than a consequence or a coincidence. It's at this point, it's a pattern. Men are seeing patterns, and men are starting to say, oh, wait a minute. Something's not right here. Modern women are not acting like they should be. This is not something that my mom would have done. This is not something that my dad would have done. It's not something that my dad would have told me to do or how to act or, this type of girl to kind of court. So I think I'm going to back off. You know what I mean? So, modern women.
What do you want, Shanae?
Oh my goodness. If it isn't Little Miss Attitude, why are you always over here?
Can I ask you a question?
You have...
That's a tough look, man. I was ready to drop the hardest. Just two dudes being dudes, having a good time. And then you had to go and punch that lady with her back turned. Come on, man.
Here's the problem. I just saw this video, this girl bashing this man online because she gave him her number, then found out he was unemployed, and her response was, baby, I'm single because no man's ego is safe with me, okay? And everyone in the comments is having a field day with this guy. But hold on, pause, because you're bragging about how no man's ego is safe with you, and then you're confused on why a broke man is talking to you. What kind of healthy masculine man is looking for a woman who proudly announces, I destroy men's egos? None. Masculine men build things, businesses, families, legacies. They're not looking for a woman whose whole entire personality is humiliating men. And here's the funniest part. The same women who say they hate broke men are the ones who constantly attract broke men. You know why? Because you attract what you energetically match. If your content is nothing but men are broke, men are trash, men are embarrassing, guess what kind of men are going to show up in your life? Exactly. Healthy, successful men are not chasing women who hate them. They're busy building lives. Just like a woman who truly embodies high value energy doesn't spend her time bashing men online because she doesn't attract the ones she doesn't want. So if the only men approaching you are the ones you claim you don't want, maybe the problem isn't men. Maybe the problem is the energy you're broadcasting.
A lot of women grew up in chaos, so a good man's calm makes them uncomfortable because it exposes how emotionally unstable they really are. A lot of women are making good men pay for crimes that bad men committed. Stop that.
Women cheat just as much, if not more, than men, but women cheat in a different way. Women cheat emotionally. When you go through a woman's phone, it's a bunch of emotional cheating, a bunch of emotional ties that they have to men. It's particularly 1 or 2 men that'll be around for a couple of years, where she's posting memes, like, trying to get his attention. He's like, oh, is this for me? Accepting little Cash App coffee dates from him and things like that. Every time something goes wrong in her relationship with her husband, she's running to this man online to tell him exactly what happened. And he's on her side, obviously, because he's hoping one day, he's going to hold it out, because he has nothing to lose right now. He's not paying any bills for her. He's not really doing anything for her. He's being an emotional ear for her, hoping, that one day when she does leave her husband, he's going to be, the first one up to taste that, what I mean? And so it's like, women, though, they will divorce their husbands for cheating physically, but they've been cheating emotionally the whole time. And they will try to say it's not the same thing, but it is the same thing, because women are emotional creatures. So you are being emotional. You're giving yourself to someone emotionally. That is a form of cheating. Whether women want to admit it or not, that is a huge form of cheating. And that's how the connections start. I think that's actually worse, because this man knows you inside and out. Your husband and this girl, she don't even know his last name, and now she just looks dumb at this point. But this man that you've been emotionally cheating with for years knows your kids' birthdays, knows your co-worker's business, knows every single thing about you, because you guys are emotional. You're emotionally tied to him. It's not to say he's emotionally tied to you back. You know what I mean? He can have a wife, kids, girlfriend, anything he's not telling you about. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like I said, women will divorce their husbands for physically cheating when they've been emotionally cheating the whole time, and they will try to say it's not the same
same thing. But I promise you, if you go through that girl's DMs, she got a couple people from out a year or two that she's been talking to daily, if not hourly.
Say something that's going to be a little bit contrary to popular opinion. Men are the prize. Ladies, let's be honest with yourself. A good man is the whole prize. And I know that society has been telling us that we're the prize, and listen, we are. There's no debate about that. But I need you ladies to understand that a good man, he is the prize. A man who is loyal, emotionally available, rooted in purpose, and leads with love, that's rare, baby. That's kingdom. And if you fumble a man like that, whew, that's the biggest regret that you will ever have to sit with. Because good men don't just fall from the sky. You will go through a lot before you actually come across a good, real, ready man. So when you find a man like that, don't play game with him, sis. Don't self-sabotage. Show up with softness and wisdom. Speak life. Be intentional. Match that energy. Because if you let him go, someone else will recognize the value. And sis, sometimes losing a good man is the biggest L that you will take in this lifetime. Don't fumble a good man, sis. Don't do it. She who has ears.
Sometimes you have modern women that try to say that, men hate women and men don't like women. Other times you have modern women that try to say that, men hate women and men don't like women. And it's not really about that. They try to call men bitter. You just can't, you mad because you can't get a woman, you're an incel and all that other stuff. But it's more about, especially in this day and age, being smart. It's about protecting yourself. Because the fact of the matter is, there's not going to be a lot of people that protect you as a man, right? There's not going to be a lot of people that are, kind of looking out for you. You kind of, sort of, in a lot of ways, have to look out for yourself when it comes down to it. I mean, obviously you have friends and stuff like that, but you kind of, with the way society has treated men, you kind of have to look out for yourself. And so in a lot of situations, because the dating market is so terrible, that means for a lot of men that they stay single, that they, just walk away. They opt out of dating altogether because modern women are just terrible.
A feminist commented on my video proving exactly why feminism is so hypocritical. So I made a video calling out feminist contradictions, and this girl commented, "Make your choices, we literally don't care, but stop pretending your choices are the only valid choice." Girl, did you even watch my video? Because you literally just proved my entire point. I called out feminists for claiming to support all women's choices while bashing women who choose differently. And your response was to bash me for clearly choosing differently. And here's what I find so fascinating. I share my beliefs, which is the First Amendment, right? And suddenly I'm the problem for having an opinion. But here's the real issue with modern feminism. You can believe whatever you want, but your beliefs and values need to line up with your words and actions. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of you seem to fall short of that, and that's why you lose credibility. I've never once told a feminist her choice is wrong. I simply call out contradictions and educate women on why I believe feminism is anti-women. But I don't attack women for their choices. There's a difference between educating and attacking. You got triggered by me exposing contradictions, then responded with the exact contradiction I called out. If you truly believed in choice, you wouldn't be triggered by mine. That's the tea.
Son, I got you. I'm just documenting that his mother just dropped him off a 38-degree weather at the door by himself for minutes on end, unannounced. Didn't know she was dropping him off. Said she can't do this anymore. And she was right there. Then she pulled into my neighbors and waited And I thought she was playing until I actually went to the door and picked him up. But I got her pulling in and just watching him in the cold for minutes.
So the internet is apparently arguing about this whole custody exchange situation here. In the video, he says that mom is in the neighbor's driveway, which is good because I've seen videos of moms dropping off the kids and then just driving away. Not even making sure that dad's home or, that dad opens the door. So, she's watching from the neighbor's driveway. Once you see that, it's kind of like, oh, I didn't like the way this was done, but I have access to my son. So the only thing Sammy needs to do now is just take care of that custody situation because, she left this long paragraph somewhere explaining that she's dealing with postpartum. And if that's something she's dealing with and you're available, then you need to take your kid. That's the way I see it, man. But I imagine the initial reaction is definitely like, why would you leave my kid at the doorstep in 40-degree weather? But hey, enjoy your kid, man. A lot of people can't see their kids, and if this is the way that you're going to be able to see your child, go ahead and take care of your child, because I already see the comment section from the ladies where they're accusing Sammy of being a bad dad without knowing the full details of like what's going on. So good luck to Sammy in this custody situation, because these can get nasty, but you got your son.
Take a lot of information from this situation. You can say, I'm never gonna take my baby daddy off of child support. I'm gonna wait. One day it'll happen and I'll get my back pay. It's happening for this baby mom, but there is a probability that it'll never happen. So the choice is yours. Some of you may think the presence of the father is more important than the money. So you would rather a father is more important than the money. So you would rather a present father. Completely up to you. Do what you will. But in the meantime, we're gonna pay $24,702.37 so we can go to Japan.
Oh, he needed his passport. Baby, that you done paid more than you paid for the trip. I know the trip ain't no $24,000. So you done paid for his child support and going to Japan. So let me get this straight. You gotta be paying for Japan because he couldn't afford to pay for his child support. So you paying for everything. So at this point, you taking care of a man. Oh, okay, I got you. But anyways, yes, I'm one of those mamas. I prefer the presence of the daddy over the financial. Like financial, don't get me wrong, it is a burden if you have to do it by yourself, and I get it can be a lot. But at the same time, the child is not going to remember the finances. The child is going to remember the presence of the parent. So, but I feel like unless you're in a financial burden, like a state where you cannot pay nothing, you don't have absolutely no money, like you don't have a job or something, then okay, at that time, you ain't gotta give me no money or whatever. You just gotta show up and do your thing. But when you gonna tell me you going years and years with no job and no income, baby, you gotta survive some type of way. So I might not ask you for the most of the money, but little here and there you can do things for your child. But I'm also that type of person. I'm not gonna beg you to take care of your child, because at the end of the day, you're the one gonna be hurt in the long run. You're the one gonna be that the parent that the child don't like because of the simple fact they've experienced you not being around and stuff. So I just feel like it's your loss when you decide to cut your kids off and stuff like that. But I am gonna say this: I'm not paying my husband, boyfriend, whoever child support, because that is not my job. That is not my obligation. Take care of your before you get with me.
Men need to stop saying things like, what do you bring to the table? Hello, look at me. What do you mean, what do I bring to the table? First of all, look at me. Look at my social media. Look at what I do in the world. Read my writing. I bring so much to the table that the table broke. It broke under the weight of all the that I put on the table, that I brought to the table. Not to mention, like, the things I do on top of the table. It's not just me. It's like all the women I know. Not only are we bringing everything and more to the table and being hot while doing it, we are the table.
What I love about this is that and we're going to play the videos after this. I wanted you to get the context of who she is and what she's like. So you see, someone asked her what she brings to the table, and she didn't like that. What's interesting is that she does all these videos trying to like capture men, right, in a bad moment, and she claims that then they get defensive. Honey, you got a little defensive when someone asked what you bring to the table. And let me just remind you again. She says, look at me. Yeah, I'm looking. And your point is what? Exactly, hon. Still looking. Basically, it's, I bring this, right? Yeah, okay, well, that's good for a hot minute. What else you got going on, sister, is what I would say to that. And then she says her social media. Your social media is not helping you, honey. Your whole social media page is ripping on men. That's not helping you with guys, love, unless it's a doormat, in which case we all know that you'll drop him and leave him in 2 seconds flat. So that's not helping you. Your writing, this is not what guys care about. Guys don't, this is not what they're focused on. Okay, so the question, what do you bring to the table, honey, was actually, what do you bring to the table that men care about? Okay, and maybe, yeah, the fact that you're an attractive woman, okay, that's one little check in your box. That, by the way, gets negated if your personality sucks. Just letting you know. The rest of it, I didn't hear one thing that you brought to the table that men actually value. Are you loyal? You devoted? But what actually do you bring to the table that guys care about, right? So that's what there is. Fair question, right? And women, by the way, hate this thing that's happening. You're watching the show and asking women what they bring to the table. Woo! Loving it, by the way. They hate being asked what they bring to the table because the answer is, I am the table. I am. Just this, right? So this idea that women have to do more than just show up looking good is so offensive to them. So if anytime you got to make a certain amount of money, be fit, they got a list a mile long for you. But if you ask them, hey, what do you, gasp for someone else, honey. We don't care. Okay. So that's the context of who she is, right? All right.
Actually dating a high value man takes a totally different kind of woman.
Right. It requires someone with value. If you date somebody who brings a lot of value to the table, that person is going to expect you to bring similar value to the table. That's what people don't brings a lot of value to the table. That person is going to expect you to bring similar value to the table. That's what people don't seem to get about the table argument. This is not just money. So men will say, what do you bring to the table? And then women will say, I am the table, because they don't want to be expected to contribute financially. But that's not the only kind of value that there is. There's quality time, there's affection, there's conversation, there's acts of service. You have to start thinking of relationships as a transaction of everything that he does for you and everything that you do for him. So if you want to be with someone high value, then you have to be high value, or else you're going to be just another option. I recently gave my take on the hot crazy matrix. It's called the Delta Hot Index, and this is the women's side. These are relationships with men who have a lot less value than you, and these are relationships with men who have a lot more. Women often tend to end up in this situationshipy area because they go for a high value man and they assume that they can just be the table and relax and have fun all the time. But when a man is bringing this much value, he needs to feel like he's getting the same amount back. I think she just found this out the hard way.
Girls think that they want to date a high value man until he starts calling you out for not taking responsibility, before he starts holding you accountable, before he has higher standards for you than you have for yourself.
It sounds like she wanted to be a princess and it didn't work out. This is the princess treatment flowchart. Girls who want to be princesses, usually they start by demanding simping. That's where you do everything and she does nothing, as depicted here. So if the man does not simp for her and she doesn't understand why, she might move on to the next guy, in which case her age will go up and value reciprocally down. But if the man does choose to simp, that's where he offers lots and lots of value in exchange for nothing. Often there is a request for reciprocation. I think that's where she is now. And what's her assessment?
I've never heard anyone talk about actually dating a high value man takes a totally different kind of woman. I have other friends who are dating very loving, very successful, perfectionist, ambitious men, and it is not for the weak.
I think we might be experiencing a maturity crisis. Basically, people are exposed to so much immediate gratification, just your feelings are valid, that they're in this cycle of how can I get my way, and they're never thinking about what is their role in their relationships. I have had this relationship before, that's why I drew it. I've dated the girl who wanted me to provide all the money and the housework and the chores and the cooking and the cleaning and can you also rub my feet before I go out without you? See you later. And that relationship didn't last. I know I always draw girls in the wrong because these are my memories. I don't date guys. But whoever you are, you need to be focusing on what you have to offer and what you are offering, because that is your value. And if you're going for people who have a lot more value than you, just gotta end up in a bad situation. Some people say this one's not so bad. I don't know. I wouldn't do it.
The night shift is wearing me down, I'll tell you what.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
The night shift?
Yeah, the night shift.
Is that what we're calling it?
Is that what we're calling it?
Is that his name?
His name?
Yeah, you named him Night Shift. Were you?
At work, yes. What do you mean?
Okay, that's interesting. Because you want to know, what I did for you last night?
What did you do?
I got you DoorDash.
Okay.
An energy drink.
Okay.
And a late night dinner.
Okay.
Sent it to your work.
Okay.
Guess who wasn't there to receive the DoorDash?
I was there.
You weren't.
How would you know that if it was a DoorDash? You weren't there.
Because I had it set to deliver to you.
And they said I wasn't there?
Well, when they went to the front desk, Cassandra said, oh, she's not working. She doesn't work night shift.
Well, why would you send stuff to my office without telling me about it?
It's a DoorDash.
Okay, right, but what did I ask you to send me DoorDash? No, I didn't.
You have to ask me. I'm your husband. Weirdo.
I mean, I guess
DoorDash.
like,
So,
like, hey, I'm having something delivered to the office for you would be nice.
Okay, the DoorDash isn't the problem here. The problem here is that you lied to me, said you've been working nights.
Okay, well, you wouldn't
You never
lying
work
if
nights.
you would have given me a heads up that you were sending something. I didn't know you were sending something. If you were sending something, I would have
What
been there
did
to
I
receive
just say?
What?
That the DoorDash is not the problem. You want to know what the problem is?
Please elaborate, because I'm lost.
That you're hooking up with people from Tinder, and that's where you're going at
Oh,
night.
really?
Yeah, and you're staying at their house over.
What? You made a Tinder and went snooping for me, or what? Like, how do you just find out?
And they said I wasn't there. You know you wasn't there. You know you wasn't there. Shout out to this guy. This guy's better than me. Get the bail money ready. Get the bail money ready. You gonna come back into this house like you worked a long shift at work. All you telling me is that you got your back blown out all night, and I'm so tired. This guy deserves an award. His calmness and the way he is just preparing that food, he is better than me. Now, I'm not telling nobody to crash out, but it's just some circumstances, some things that happen in life that nobody to crash out. But it's just some circumstances, some things that happen in life that will push you to the edge. For her to deflect and try to bring it back to him because he ordered you DoorDash, he was being calm and courteous to see if you could get something to make sure you could make it through your long shift at work while you was somewhere getting your back blown out. This guy deserves an award. You got a whole Tinder profile. Shout out to him for not losing his cool. I hope that man finds the love he deserves, the woman he deserves. Kick her out. Move on with your life.
We're back together now? We're still friends. It's like for Caesar, if he wants to a girl like me, he should understand that he needs to work and do something. Go and make more money.
So wait, are you planning to see him?
It's a secret.
Caesar believed he had found true love, but Maria saw him only as a friend. 5 years ago, Maria met Caesar on an international dating platform. Caesar frequently sent Maria videos and even mailed her flowers. This amused Maria, especially since Caesar was an American. He called her his wife and regularly transferred money to her account, leading Maria to realize she could get money simply by calling him husband. During their chats, Maria also conversed with other men, as men worldwide sought to date Ukrainian women. Maria loved traveling and shopping. She just returned from Dubai using money Caesar gave her for the flight. When friends pressed her about meeting other men there, Maria laughed, avoided a direct answer, and simply said she'd share later.
So you mean to tell me she booked the flight to Dubai, but she play you every time it's time for you to come see her? Come on now. Like, girl, and who do you think you are talking about a girl like you? No, you just encounter a man that's vulnerable, that's in love with you, and he feel like he's obsessed with you because he really feel like that type of girl he can't really get. And now that he got her, it's like, you know what I'm saying? So he willing to do any and everything to be with her. Like, sir, you could be with somebody in the United States. Ain't nothing wrong with international, but for somebody to treat you like that, baby, why you just can't find nobody within your city, within the United States that you could see that really fool with you, like that really want to be with you? You do not have to buy nobody to be with you. Anybody that wants you, they gonna want you for you. This is sad because he never gonna get all that money back, and now you gonna be in debt trying to figure out how you can get your Because guess what? When you become homeless, Maria not gonna give a damn. She ain't gonna care nothing about you. And she's still gonna be asking for money.
Going to America had always been Maria's dream. She wanted a blonde-haired, blue-eyed American boyfriend. Her friends suggested she ask Caesar for help, but Maria scoffed, mocking what a man who does nails could possibly do for her. Caesar bought Maria a plane ticket to Mexico, but Maria had no desire to see Caesar. His increasingly cold attitude made her despise him, yet she needed his money. After his desperate pleas, she reluctantly took him back. Maria made it clear, if he wanted her again, he must get a job, earn more money, and become someone worthy of her. For now, she considered him just a friend.
If you don't want the man and he don't make enough money, girl, go get your blonde-eyed, blue-eyed guy. Maybe you know what? They didn't want your. That's the problem. You ain't found one. You looking for American to think you just the hottest thing ever. Like you playing with him. And you know you playing with that man. But like I said, she gonna get her back. You gonna get it back. And because God don't like ugly, baby. He do not play about his kids. Okay, so you playing. You playing. But all that gonna come back and bite you in the ass.
Okay, so how come we never talk about the negative effects of women withholding intimacy from their man, aside from you're simply neglecting your husband or your boyfriend's needs? Has it ever crossed anybody's minds why in the last few decades we've seen men being diagnosed with prostate cancer and prostate issues at an all-time high? Did it also ever ring a bell that women being indoctrinated into this feminist type of mindset in society has also been at an all-time high within the last few decades? Now you combine those two and you think about all the times that you heard from men, not just on this app, on social media overall, in passing in conversations with men that you may know. I've heard numerous stories. I mean, I can just scroll back in the last 2 years of different comments on my different posts. Men are in relationships that the woman withholds intimacy for, months at a time, weeks at a time, months at a time, weeks at a time, sometimes even years. I think the worst one I heard was under one of my videos last year. A man said that it's been over 5 years that he actually slept with his wife because that's just how she is. Now, women have been weaponizing intimacy, but here's something from a Harvard study that I find very intriguing. Listen to this. In all, men who average 4.6 to 7 ejaculations a week were 36% less likely to be diagnosed with prostate cancer before the age of 70 than men who did it less than 2.3 times a week on average. So let's have some common sense, right? Let's put our thinking caps on. Women withholding intimacy from their man is leading to prostate cancer or things similar to that. How about we stop weaponizing intimacy because it's literally men? Now, mind you, I understand there's more factors beyond this, and I'm no medical professional, but let's put 2 and 2 together here. Kind of makes sense. Why are we seeing this at an all-time high? Why are so many men complaining about the fact that their wife or their girlfriend or their fiance withholds intimacy from them? And I'm not just talking about, we only do it 2-3 times a week, because there's a lot of men out here who would love to even have it 2 or 3 times a week with a woman. We got men sleeping next to a woman every single night, and he's lucky if he gets it once a month. Yeah, stop weaponizing intimacy. Thanks.
A lot of men have this problem with women going out in their own choice of clothing, whether it's a crop top or going out in, very revealing clothing, and I personally don't agree with wearing overly revealing clothing in public, but am I gonna shame other women for that? No. Like, a lot of these men are out here shaming women for their choice in clothing, and in reality, it's like, you don't own her, and it's like, why do you care? Go find something better to do. Like, a lot of these men, they want women to fit their molds. They want women to be their puppets, and they're going to try to say, oh, you know, I'm just trying to protect her. If you're trying to protect her, why are you shaming her? And whenever men say that they're trying to protect women, what they're actually saying is they're blaming women for what happens to them. Because what do you mean, I'm trying to protect you so that men don't look at you a certain way? If you're trying to protect her so that men don't look at her a certain way, shouldn't you be holding the men accountable then, since the men are the ones that are acting crazy? Instead, you're gonna blame a female? Oh, well, you're wearing this, so you're gonna get certain attention from men. No, she's just gonna get certain attention from misogynistic men. It's not men, it's misogynistic men. And me personally, I don't post pictures of me in a bikini. I don't go out in a bikini. I don't go out in like a tube top and shorts. I don't dress like that. But I also don't care if other women dress like that. I'm still not gonna blame them. A lot of women, no matter what they wear, no matter what they post, they could get a man if they wanted to. You know what I mean? Like, there are plenty of men who would date her, but women are picky. Women have their own choices. You know what I mean? Even women who are not virgins, they can still pick a guy. They could still get a genuine guy. You know what I mean? Like, there are women out there who have a high body count, which I disagree with, but you already did it. I mean, there's nothing else to say about it. But they also attract genuine and decent men. Like, a lot of men don't care about a female's past. In my opinion, me personally, if I was a man, I would care about a female's past, but a lot of men don't operate that way. A lot of men, like, they're literally justifying men treating women like they're less than, because they're all like, oh, no wonder that happened to you. Look what you were wearing. Or, no wonder that happened to you. Like, look at your past or whatever. And that's, or, no wonder that happened to you. Like, look at your past or whatever. And that's just victim blaming. Like, you're blaming a victim, you know, like, she is not responsible for what other people do. It is their own choice. And a lot of men's, like, ideology, it just doesn't make any sense. It truly doesn't. If you believe that a female can control male behavior based on what she wears or what she does, that is crazy. And in reality, if we do want to make a change, we need men to start saying something. Instead of men going to women because they're pussies, they're too much of a to go to a man and hold him accountable because they're afraid of men, so they go to women instead. That's all I have to say. One-on-one coaching is in my bio.
This man literally asked me what my body count was in the middle of the dinner table. I kid you not. I'm not making this up. So I was like, you know, I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, come again? And he honed down on the question and was like, yeah, what's your body count? And I'm like, sir, surely not. And I just sat there in silence, angry, bewildered by the fact that he was even asking that question. I've never been asked that question before, let alone on a second date. No wonder you're 37 and still single, okay? And I said, that is an extremely inappropriate question for you to even be asking. And I was pissed. I just sat there in silence at the table and just let that really sink in for him. He knew it was over. Did he try and extend the date after the 2-hour dinner that was absolutely mediocre? I mean, it's not his fault, but the dinner was mediocre, like food-wise. Yeah, he did. And I was like, okay. So I found a place right by my apartment that I could just like escape right after.
Okay, let's end with her escape. I found a place by my apartment that I can escape. I love this. Did you see me clapping? I love it. Whoever this guy is, if you're watching, are you watching the show? Is it you in the chat? Good on you, man. And let me tell you what happened here, by the way. He saw a red flag. Something she did, something she wore, he got wind of something and he asked. And he put out the test, right? This is a great test. What's your body count? Now, had she just turned around and said, oh, that's a weird question. I've never been asked that too. You know, no, is that her response? No, you know why it's not? First of all, it's not two, right? She was offended. She was offended. Why are you offended, honey? How long is the list, dare we ask? She was offended, and she was like, the audacity of this guy to ask that question of me. You know, too bad, honey. Too bad. Why? What are you hiding? What do you got to hide? So he saw something he didn't like. There was some reason that guy asked that question. Can you all agree? Okay. Also, she says 37. No wonder you're 37 and still single. Can you imagine, by the way, if we flipped that and we said that about a woman? Imagine the 37-year-old woman and we, said, 37 and still single. Like, what's wrong with you? There would be articles written about that person, right? They might even be banned for saying, oh, that's just misogyny. That's hatred of women to say something like that, right? It would be, you can't. It's a total double standard. You can't criticize. You can only criticize one, right? You can only criticize men and get a blessing from everyone. You say something about a woman and it's like, you're in jail, right? Essentially. The only thing that's bad about this clip, actually, is that the guy stayed, right? Why did he try to continue the date? Listen, men, this is a message to you. You ask a girl about her body count, you say, what's your body count? And maybe he threw that out there just to see the reaction. Who knows? Hysterical, by the way. I wish I had video of that. You ask her and she gets offended and says, well, that's like, I'm not going to... Okay, you put down enough to cover at least your portion of the meal, right? And you leave. That means either she's a total feminist, right? And she's going to be offended every time you ask her a question that she actually has to share some honest truth about her past with you. Or she's got the body count of, whatever podcast girl, in which case, it's like Santa Scroll unraveling, which is nasty. This is just a headache girl, right? Because I can tell you, like, if you had asked me this and I was 20 years old, I would not even have thought twice. Maybe I would have been like, ooh, I probably wouldn't have even known like, if you said, what's your body count? I would have been like, what does that mean? I don't get it. That would have been my reason. Do you see the posture I just had? I had that posture most of my life. And by the way, that's the posture I have in my everyday life when I'm not with the mic. But if you said, hey, Jed, 20-year-old Jed, what's your body count? I would have done, what does that mean? Just like that, meek, like, and then if you said, oh, how many? Oh, there would have been full transparency, nothing.
You have a lot of men that figured out that, you have a lot of men that figured out that, just listen to all this stuff. Peace is worth it. It's worth it to be able to lay your head down on your pillow at night, close your eyes and sleep comfortably. Oh man, I gotta get up and go to the gym. But I get up my own time and I go to the gym and I ain't got nobody keeping me up all night. The peace is worth it. They're happy. They get into different things. Like I said, the gym, brothers going golfing, brothers going fishing, riding go-karts. Whatever you want to do, they're getting into that because I have time. Now I have peace, I have money. I don't have to worry about people acting silly every day. I don't have to worry about somebody stressing me, somebody trying to take all my money and then tell me I'm broke and I ain't got no money. Well, that's because of you. That sort of nonsense. It's just a strict diet and mindset of cutting out all of the BS. A strict diet and mindset of cutting out all of the drama and the